habit. 1. Focus on one new habit. 2. Commit for a minimum of 30 days. 3. Anchor your new habit to an established habit. 4. Take baby steps. 5. Make a plan for obstacles. 6. Create accountability for your habits. 7. Reward important milestones. 8. Build a new identity. Shift your mindset. How to form a new habit. 1. Focus on one new habit. 2. Commit for a minimum of 30 days. 3. Anchor your new habit to an established habit. 4. Take baby steps. 5. Make a plan for obstacles. 6. Create accountability for your habits. 7. Reward important milestones. 8. Build a new identity. Shift your mindset. How to form a new habit. 1. Focus on one new habit. 2. Commit for a minimum of 30 days. 3. Anchor your new habit to an established habit. 4. Take baby steps. 5. Make a plan for obstacles. 6. Create accountability for your habits. 7. Reward important milestones. 8. Build a new identity. Shift your mindset. How to form a new habit. 1. Focus on...
All right. Did you get that? Did you get that? Let me, can I share that? Let me leave that, link in the comments for everybody. So you can watch that on repeat 47 times. So, I was typing in some stuff about habit formation this morning, and that short popped up, and you know, take a closer look. This is our future. I'm just curious how. I mean, right now, I mean, it's going to get so good, but it's like this is some AI generated monk with you know, a different software that allows you to put the guy's mouth moving, and you know, and then an auto AI generated voice. Very fascinating where we're going. I mean, that's accessible to all of us. So what I wanted to say on this simple video today about forming a habit in real time is that I've gotten to speak with and work with James Clear of Atomic Habits back in the day. I haven't talked to him in a while, but his book's doing quite well, to say the least. I don't know if you've heard of it. It seems to be at all major stores. But one thing that he mentioned in there that really I'm doing right here with this, and I want to encourage you to try this out for whatever is something that you want to do and do regularly, and it's something you enjoy doing. Because I ultimately enjoy doing this. I know that this brings an impact to people. But one thing I told my wife recently is I'm going to be turning pro on this. I don't know if you've seen Stephen Pressfield's book, The War of Art, but there's been some people that I've been looking at with their YouTube channels like, oh, well, there was this day, it was about a year ago, and I decided to kind of turn pro and take it seriously. And, you know, I've thought about sometimes as entrepreneurs, there's this aspect where we're looking for freedom. I know I am. I can't speak for everybody, but we're looking for freedom and time to do what we want, when we want, whenever we want. And what's fascinating, though, is that if you have a job, if any of you ever had a job, you don't get to just, you know, go, I don't feel like it today. Now, I'm big on feelings, the nervous system, and, you know, trauma and what's going on in people's minds and why that may be sabotaging them or paralyzing them from taking an action. I get that. But it's interesting when it comes to our own business or something that we're trying to create, that there is no, in our mind, there may be no harm if we don't do it. So, i.e., if you've got a job and you just got hired for your job and, you know, for 2 weeks you show up, but then one Monday you're like, you know, I'm not quite feeling it today. And it's not that you're sick or actually anything like that. It's just like, I don't think I feel like doing this today. And so you don't do it. You just don't show up. You tell them, I'm not showing up today. And you might get away with that a couple times, but if you do that every other day or multiple times a week, like, you're going to get fired. But yet when it comes to, say, me doing something like this, I'm like, you know, I don't got time today. I'm not feeling it. I don't have a spark to, like, oh my gosh, I've got this thing I've got to say. But so I'm practicing getting on here and just doing it, whether it's for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, a couple minutes, just getting the pattern, doing it. And for some people, that might be going on a walk. Going on a walk's like autopilot for me. I love walking. But my wife right now still, like, by and large, doesn't. God love her, but she doesn't. So, for me, sometimes it's like, honey, let's just go out for 10 minutes. Let's go around the block for you. Because for you, and she's not in like bad shape, but if she doesn't walk that much, I can walk like 15,000 steps and not be tired. She might walk a few thousand steps and be tired. That might be you right now. So can you go out? I mean, he goes to his extreme in Atomic Habits of saying, just go outside the door. If you want to go to the gym, don't even go to the gym. Just go outside the door as if you're going to go to the gym. Do that for a week. Then maybe you make it to the car. Maybe you drive down the street. You turn back around. Do that for a week. Then maybe you go to the gym. You walk through the door and you leave the gym. And over time, and it might seem, well, that's stupid. But I know for my brain at times, I go to extremes with things. So we're like, if I got to work out, I got to work out an hour and a half a day. And you can't ever find an hour and a half a day to work out. So you never work out. But what I find is in business and life, the greatest things are the consistent things that we do to some degree on a regular basis. And even some of the biggest people I've looked up to with different ways they create content, they might be inconsistently consistent, but they are consistent. They continually do it and continually show up. So simple message today. That's it. Let me bring the guy up so you can get the 8 steps in 60 seconds and see how big of an impact. The link's in the chat, hopefully there for you. But here where we got? There we go. Here we go. Let's watch it again.
On one new habit. 2. Commit for a minimum of 30 days. 3. Anchor your new habit to an established habit. 4. Take baby steps. 5. Make a plan for obstacles. 6. Create accountability for your habits. 7. Reward important milestones. 8. Build a new identity. Shift your mindset. How to form a new habit. 1.
Oh, Lord. I don't know what it is. That has zero impact on me whatsoever. There's something about that that's so robotic. But I will say that what I have seen to form habits is that, and I'll end with this story. Sometimes we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught, is that the backwards bike. Let me bring that video up for 1 second too. I'm always mentioning this video. And I just want to bring it up for everybody so that you can, that's up to 29 million views. I'm going to grab the link of this one. 29 million views of this video. I'm always talking about it all the time. I'll put that link in the chat as well. But essentially the backwards brain bicycle, smarter every day. 8 years ago, 29 million views. And so that video essentially talks about how he made a backwards bike, and you turn left, it goes right. You turn right, it goes left. And his son had been riding a bike for about 3 years. He was 6 years old. And with daily practice, he could ride that bike in about 2 to 3 weeks. The dad was in his 40s. It took 9 months of the same kind of practice daily to be able to ride that bike. Then once he was able to ride that bike, it only took 20 minutes. And it took 20 minutes and he was able to ride the regular bike again. But he'd offer $250 at speaking engagements and things he went to for people to go 10 feet and no one to do it. So when you're frustrated with yourself because you get these epiphanies and you get these ahas from, a video or a seminar or a workshop or a course or a book or a podcast, and you get the epiphany, you get the aha, you know what to do, and yet you continue to seem to struggle to do it. That story of the backwards bike has given me so much clarity on why we can go to these seminars and workshops and programs and courses and books and audiobooks and even coaches and different people. And we can get an epiphany. We get the aha. We get the clarity. We know what to do. We start doing it, but it doesn't stick. Because the problem is maybe even like losing weight, we can look down at a scale and see that you're losing weight. But it's difficult to look inside the mind and know, oh, just 5 more days of riding this bike and it's going to be able to click and I'll be able to ride it, right? You don't need a PhD to figure out what's going on there, right? You can understand that this bike, everything about it looks normal and everything about it, once it rides normal. Just that one difference, that so much of us are programmed to do things a certain way. And when we want to do something a different way, it's very difficult. So what is that for you right now? What is that thing that what you're doing is actually easy? And what you may want to do actually isn't that hard. But because your brain has been programmed to do something a certain way, doing that thing that may seem seemingly easy, understanding that this is a backwards bike and it rides like a normal bike, but yet your brain knows that this is not what this thing is supposed to do. And so therefore it takes weeks, months, potentially years, depends on how much you practice, for that to flip so that now you can do that other thing. And so for you, my suggestion is as simple as what you're seeing in real time here. Been pretty consistent here so far, of just getting on here and making it a habit, making it a practice so far in the morning to just get on here and do this. And not worry right now too much about all the titles and descriptions and thumbnails and all these things, because first and foremost, I have to just do this. There's 40 different things that I could think about needing to do to get on here and do this that might help it get more views and get more exposure and impact more people. I get that. But if I don't just show up and do it, none of that matters. If I do that for a week and then stop for 2 years, then just because I spent a week making the most epic videos on planet Earth and getting the right titles and thumbnails and all these things, if I stop in a week and don't do it for 2 years, it's kind of a moot point. It doesn't really matter. And so right now, the habit formation for me is just turning on this whole setup, flipping on my lights, turning the whole thing on and getting, so we got a little flip that light, flip that thing. Mind you, had a video production company for a long time. So that's why I know how to do all this stuff pretty easily. But I used to just use a webcam and do it. But just doing that. And then when I'm in the habit of doing that, and that's on autopilot, I can stack something else on top of that. So what is that for you right now that you can just keep it really simple? You can just start, even if it's for just a couple minutes. So you can start to say to yourself, I'm a walker. I work out. And you might at first be like, but I don't work out. Well, yeah, if you're truly not working out, yeah, you're not working out. But even if you do, I used to have these things where I was I want to do 30 push-ups a day. I want to do this, and I have these numbers. And then I shifted it to just do push-ups. And it's taken this pressure off that I don't have time to do 30 push-ups. I don't have time to get on for 30 minutes, or I don't have time to do this. So what is the simplest common denominator? What's the simplest thing you could do that you can just start? You can do it for a few minutes. You do that for a few weeks. And you can stack up on top of that, whether that's from stacking up on time, stacking up on something else, because time's going to pass no matter what. So you might think that's a slow way. Well, I can promise you it's a much faster way than not doing anything at all. If I wanted to learn the guitar right now, picking it up for 5 minutes a day for 3 years will take me a lot farther, faster than picking it up for 4 hours a day for a week and then not picking it up again for the rest of my life. And so what is that for you that you can compound the interest, if you will, by doing something for a few minutes a day, and then maybe a few more minutes, and then maybe stacking something else. And then before you know it, you'll be a lot further ahead. Let me ask you this question. And if you hear this, please do it for me. I want to see a comment. If you hear this, what would you rather have? And some of you may have already heard this or seen this, but what would you rather have today? Today, if I could give you this, would you rather have $1 million today, right this second? I hand you $1 million guaranteed, or I hand you a penny guaranteed to double every day for 30 days. And I'll end with that. Which would you rather have? And after that, after you say what you'd rather have, go look it up and see what the answer is to that. You can find it pretty much anywhere. There's other YouTube videos. What would you rather have? $1 million today, or a penny that doubles every day for 30 days? And let that sink in for you in regards to how things can compound and how things can stack. I think you'll be blown away. So rock and roll, my friends. Have an incredible day. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, send me a message wherever you're at. And if you want any additional help or support, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here to help. When I hear you, I can help you. Take care.